God, I will give it up. That was my testimony. Hallelujah. Of myself, I didn't have the strength to give it up. He was telling me to give it up. Give up that man. He was telling me to give up the nightclubs. He was saying give up the drugs and the alcohol. But of myself, because it brought so much pleasure unto me, I could not of myself give it up. Even to the point where he had to put me on my sick bed, and he had to put me on what I felt like was my deathbed for me to give it up. All I kept hearing was, Kathy, come back to the fold. And I kept saying, no, I'm not ready to give it up. He's got, I got blessings for you. I've got things I want you to do. Come on and give it up. But I kept saying, I'm not ready to give it up. And then when I got sick, almost into death, that's when I decided I needed to give it up, because I had 3 children to raise. And I began to think about my children, and I said, I can't die and leave them here. I can't die and leave them with my grandmother. I can't die and be without my children. Hallelujah. So I began to think about that thing, and something happened on the inside. I began to lay there and I said, God, if you touch my body, if you cause it to be the way it was, I will give it up and I will serve you. Hallelujah. The next thing you know, I began to feel a release in my body. My joints had turned back the way that they should. Hallelujah. I felt a difference in my body. I didn't feel like I was going to die. Supernatural strength came in me, and I began to raise my hand, and I began to give God glory, and I began to give God praise. Hallelujah. And at that moment, up come out of my belly rivers of living waters that I hadn't felt in over 10 years. I began to speak in other tongues. God began to bless me. Hallelujah. Restore me under him. Simply because I gave it up. I surrendered unto him. I gave it all to him. I said, God, for you I live, and for God I die. I may not be in the place where I need to be, but I am going to surrender unto you. I'm not totally ready, but I am going to surrender to you. I may not have a total made up mind, but I am going to surrender to you. I'm going to give it up all to you.